Welcome to the G.L.O.E podcast, where we talk all things God, life, the ups and downs, organization, because chaos is not cute, and entrepreneurship, aka chasing those dreams. Here, we glow boldly and live purposefully. I'm your host, Angel, and around here, we keep it real, mixing faith, strategy, and a few laughs along the way. Whether you're trying to get your business together, organize your life, or just need a little motivation, you're in the right place. If you've been hanging around for a while, welcome back, and I hope you bought a friend. If you're new here, welcome. Get comfy and stay a while. Hey everyone, I have a few housekeeping items before we dive into this episode. So, this episode will be the last one for the month of June. I'm taking a little break to get caught up on editing. I'm currently I don't know, 5, 6 episodes behind on editing for guest. And then I also need to start recording my upcoming episodes and just to enjoy the summer break some and just chill. So, last episode for the month of June, I'll be back in July. And also, I wanted to remind you all to make sure that you check out my Buy Me a Coffee page for memberships. I'm not getting ready to start charging for the show, but being a member does have a couple extra perks. I have 4 different levels that come with different things like percentage off merch, shout out for new members, early access to episodes. So check those out and see if any of them interest you. And then, so I just kind of just said this, but merch is now also available. If you follow me on social media, you will see the shirt, the G.L.O.E shirt that says Glow Boldly, Live Purposefully, and that is now available for purchase. The link for it is in my show notes. And lastly, if you are a small business owner or know a small business owner who is looking to get in front of our amazing G.L.O.E community, let's talk sponsorship. Spots are open now, and I have options starting at $50. So the link for that will be in the show notes as well. All right, y'all. So let's dive into it. Today, we are talking about forgetting to celebrate the small wins. And that's because recently I just did that. I forgot to celebrate. I forgot the progress that I've made. I forgot that I'm not in competition with anyone but myself. And most of all, I forgot to give myself grace. And since I'm all about being honest, me forgetting to celebrate that win caused me to turn a really great moment into something bad and to really be down and hard on myself. And I just didn't like that. So a few weeks ago, I noticed that one of my podcast episodes had more downloads than any episode that I've ever done, like record breaking numbers. I was over the moon. I was so excited. Like, I was jumping for joy. I was like, I can't believe it's like my episode did that. And just as quickly as that excitement came, y'all, it left. It went away. I did not take time to soak in the moment. I didn't take time to say, wow, God, thank you so much. Like, I didn't even allow myself to celebrate. I immediately went to the negative of it. I was like, how am I going to top this? What if this was just a fluke? What if the numbers are wrong? What if the analytics are wrong? I was like, should I only do episodes like this now? What if the next episode flops and I don't get nearly as many downloads on it? Then came the spiral. I was like, it's been 2 years, and this is the first time that my numbers have ever reached this high with podcasting. I was like, other podcasters do this in their sleep. Maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe I just need to stop podcasting altogether. And I let what was one of my biggest wins feel like a setup for failure instead of a sign for growth. And it wrecked my mood for days. I forgot to celebrate the small win. I forgot how far I've come. And I forgot that my journey doesn't have to look like anybody else's journey. I'm always telling y'all to celebrate the small stuff. That slow progress is still progress. Keep showing up, keep doing your thing. But when it came to me, I did not apply that same love and truth. And honestly, y'all, I'm a little embarrassed by it and a little ashamed of myself for behaving the way that I did and acting the way that I did. Instead of me seeing it as a win, I saw it as a warning of you better keep this up or you'll lose it. And that mindset is not of God, and it definitely should not be of you. God didn't bring me or you this far to leave us wondering if we're good enough. He celebrates with us, He walks with us, and His promises are still true in the quiet seasons, the slow seasons, the seasons that felt like, finally, thank you, God, something happened. And even the ones when it feels like nothing is happening at all. That small win that I forgot to celebrate and that we all forget to celebrate sometimes, that's a reminder from God. That's a reminder of, I see you, keep going, I got you. Even if it took 2 years, even if the next episode doesn't top it, so to say, or even if the numbers never get that high, or even if the numbers never get that high again, I'm still in my purpose. So today I want to challenge you and me to stop and celebrate, to be present in the win. Even if you feel like the win is late or it's a small win, it's still a win and it came. So let's celebrate it. Don't rush past what you've prayed for. And I don't know if I told you all or not, but at the end of April, I did a podcast mentorship call with Ashley from Slay Girl Slay. Y'all know I love that podcast. And someone said in the during the mentorship program, during the time we were all talking, that they're learning to manage their blessings. And I feel like that fits perfectly in right here, because that small win that you're rushing past, that I rushed past, that was something that I prayed for. That was something that I wanted, that I had been waiting to happen. And when it finally happened, I rushed past the moment. I did not manage that blessing. I was not grateful for that blessing. And it's like, okay, if you can't even celebrate this thing that you deem to be so small, how are you going to celebrate it when the bigger blessings come that you've prayed for? So you have to learn to manage the blessings that you're in, whether you think it's small or not. Because if you don't pause to recognize what God has done for it, you'll miss it. And then you'll keep moving the bar and you're going to stay stuck in the loop of feeling like you're not good enough. Even when you're making progress, you're not going to realize it because you just keep pushing that bar up and you keep feeling like you're not good enough for it. Give yourself permission to say, I did that. God helped me do that. And I'm proud of it. Even if it's a slow win, even if it's a long time coming, even if nobody but you claps, celebrate it, because I forgot to celebrate that win, but I won't forget it again. Zechariah 4:10 starts off with, do not despise these small blessings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. So God is celebrating it. Why are you not celebrating it? Get in there, start celebrating it, be happy about it. And if you're feeling like your progress doesn't count or like you're always chasing the next thing, take a pause and look around and celebrate the fact that you're still here, that you're still showing up, that you're still pressing forward, and that you're still trusting God. And that's worth celebrating every time. So I wrote this episode in a coffee shop. I had went to go and get my hair rebraided, and I didn't feel like going home afterwards because I was like, if I go home, I'm gonna fall asleep and I gotta go to work, all that jazz. So I was sitting in the coffee shop and I was writing this episode. This is like maybe my third or fourth time going in there. When I walked in, the owner asked me, she's like, what is it that you do? And I said, oh, I'm a podcast host. She's like, really? She's like, I want to start a podcast. Would you help me set up my podcast? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't mind. I was writing this episode and doing what I needed to do. After I finished, I was like, are you ready? She said, you're really going to help me? And I was like, yeah, sure. So she starts getting her stuff together. She wants to start a podcast about a book that she has written. So she's collecting her stuff. And as she's getting her stuff, she starts telling me a little bit about her story and telling me what a blessing that I am and how God uses us even when we don't think he is. And that even though you don't see the progress, it's still there. Y'all, when I tell y'all I had to pick my jaw up off the floor, like, okay, first I want to clarify that I am like 2000% positive that there's no way for her to have seen my computer screen because we were sitting on opposite sides and she didn't even have her glasses on. Like she couldn't even see her computer screen when she was sitting up close to her computer screen. So I know she'd see what I was writing. And so then she starts talking about the difference between religion and having a relationship with God. My jaw hit the floor again. I'm pretty sure I left a dent on the floor of the coffee house because that morning when I was on my way to getting my hair braided, I was listening to a sermon that had the exact same message about how, growing up you're taught that God is a religion and to have a religion, but it's a relationship with God that you're supposed to have, and that there is a difference between them, and that when you have a relationship with God, things flow more naturally. You feel more fulfilled than just having a religion. And y'all, when she started talking about those two things, I was like, okay, God, I hear you. Like, you want me to be over my pity party for good now, and you want me to be done with it. God really does work in mysterious ways. And what you need is already inside of you. Sometimes it just takes a little nudge for you to realize it. That nudge can be anything. As you can see, my nudge came from going into a coffee shop, and I almost didn't go to the coffee shop that day too, because I was all over the place about the type of food that I wanted. I wanted like a cinnamon roll, and I wanted this and I wanted that. I had so much stuff that I wanted. But in the end, I was like, I'm gonna go there because I can get a good sandwich, I can get some good coffee. She always has desserts in there. I got me some really good chewies. So I ended up going there, and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful that I did, because I was in the right place at the right time. And I heard exactly what I needed to hear. And it just all came full circle, and which is even more confirmation that this episode needed to come out. So y'all, let's celebrate the small wins. Let's remember that slow progress is still progress. Give ourselves grace. Don't beat yourself up because you feel like you should be further along than what you are. And I'm talking to myself too, because I do it all the time. And I'm a work in progress. We're all a work in progress, but let's remember to hold space for it and celebrate those small wins. All right, y'all. So that is it for today's episode. I will catch you all back again in July. And if you're celebrating a small win right now, or if you forgot to celebrate a small win, DM me and we're going to celebrate that win together. All right. Until next time, continue to glow boldly and live purposefully. That's it for today's episode of the G.L.O.E podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're walking away with something that fuels your journey. And remember, glow boldly, live purposefully, and I'll talk to you next time. Y'all know I run on coffee, and so does the show. If you want to keep the episodes flowing, head over to buymeacoffee.com/themodcosc. Whether it's a one-time boost or a monthly support, every cup helps keep this podcast going.